Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another review. Today it's a Memo. Memo is a house which it's not very well known to me, but I've been sampling a few Memo fragrances and I must admit I'm loving them. So I've only reviewed Memo French Leather till now, and today I'm going to review my number 2nd Memo, and this one is called Luxor Oud. So Rohit sent me a sample. Rohit, thank you very much, because this is an outstanding fragrance. I'm not a big fan of ouds, but I'm really liking this one. So it was released in 2012 and the parfumer is Eleanor Massenet. Now this one is the kind of oud that I really like. It's super fruity. So I'm going to dry down. I don't need to spray it. So let's start. Luxor. When I mention the word Luxor, what comes to mind? Desert, very radiant, very bright because of full sunshine, and historical. This fragrance tries to create sort of a photorealistic impression of a historical place which is very bright, steeped in history. And does it succeed? Let's find out. When you first spray it, you're going to smell Rose Absolute, jammy Rose Absolute. Combine that with a luscious fruitiness, extremely fruity, sweet, tangy, jammy, right? And along with that, there's a note they've used here which is called Desert Rose. Now, Desert Rose, some of you might have smelt it because it's very popular with bonsai sort of plant hobbyists. And this is what it looks like. And what it smells like is a very green, vegetal, fruity rose. Combine that with Rose Absolute and you get a very jammy, fruity, rosy fragrance. The fragrance also has a beautiful note of oud, but it is completely embellished. So it's not barnyardy, it's not isoe super, it is oud, but it's completely sort of embellished. It's completely removed of any skanky barniness, right? That's the opening, right? It's very woody as well, but most importantly, it's fruity and rosy, jammy, rosy. In the middle stages, which is where I am, the sweetness goes away and you get a sort of green vegetable-like smell, vegetal smell, and slightly powdery, very slightly powdery. The fragrance becomes from fruity, rosy to more blended, more sort of a holistic experience. This is where it's resinous as well because it uses cistus labdanum. Labdanum is one of my favorite notes, and labdanum is the reference again to Luxor because it was very popular with the Egyptians as well. And the execution here is light touch. It's balmy. It's sort of luxurious. It is sort of resinous and balmy. Yeah, and this is when it creates that impression of a sort of an Egyptian queen, the kind of makeup she would have worn, the kind of body lotion she would have used. It's all natural. It smells natural. It evokes the memory of an Egyptian queen in my mind. At least me. I ran away with my imagination, I think. It smells very natural. It smells fruity, floral, all very subdued, and labdanum, and slightly powdery, slightly medicinal, slightly, ever so slightly, very well blended fragrance, guys. In the later dry down, the oud, the woodiness and the balmy nature both work together. So it's balmy and woody at the same time with a little hint of powderiness and rosy fruity. This is a good fragrance, guys. Really good. So upsides and downsides. Number one upside, for me, Memo fragrances are not complex, but they are high quality for me. And this is the number one upside for this fragrance. It's a very high quality, very well blended, very exciting, almost spectacular in touch. It's a very, very nice fragrance. Number two, I think this is a high compliment magnet fragrance. This compliment factor, I should say. These are the kind of fragrances which stun people because there's nothing off-putting, there's no complexity here. It's just a very, very nice, radiant, bright, rich, sort of a exclusive smelling fragrance. That's why I think it's a very good compliment magnet. And number 3 is this is a fantastic unisex fragrance. Anybody can wear it. Any age group, any sex. It is a brilliant unisex fragrance. Those are 3 upsides, I think. Number 4 would be how approachable and wearable this is. Oud in summer. Well, this is April. The temperatures here are very low, single digits, and I'm still enjoying it. And I'm pretty sure if it goes to double digits, I will still continue to enjoy it. It doesn't fall apart in heat. I've tried it. One day it was 15 degrees. I tried it. It doesn't fall apart. It becomes even more luminous. So the high quality blending, the way it holds up is really nice. Downsides, linear. Ouds are supposed to be complex, right? This one has very little complexity. All the complexity comes from how the rose fades into labdanum, how the powderiness comes up. There's not much of a oud development. It's almost a linear fragrance. Number 2 downside, powdery. This is a powdery fragrance. Not excessively powdery, but it is powdery. It also has this makeup vibe smell coming from labdanum rose combination. So that makeup vibe might put you off. So those are 3 downsides, if you like. Occasion special. This is a very special, luminous, bright, sexy, fruity fragrance. It's very fruity, initially at least. Yeah, very fruity. So I would say evening time, even office is fine. If you're dressed up, you have to dress up, you have to make an effort. Age groups 20 plus, easily. If you're a beginner and you want to try niche fragrances, this could be one of the best beginner niche fragrances, if you like. Very, very well made. In between weather, anything above 20 degrees would be too much because this is quite dense, rich fragrance, very fruity as well. So I don't know how fruitiness will play with the labdanum in summer. Normally fruity fragrances are great for summer. This one is too fruity, yeah, for summer. And labdanum, not sure. But in between weather, spring and autumn would be perfect, right? And I think value for money. Now, memos are not cheap. I think they do 75 ml or 100 ml, whatever. It costs you anywhere between 150 and 200 pounds. Depends where you get it. But I tell you what, this fragrance is worth 200 pounds if you spend that much. Because it's super high quality, really high quality, very well made. So value for money, I would say medium because it doesn't evolve, it's not very complex. So that could put some people off from spending so much money. But then think about it. Creeds don't last that long. Tom Fords are very linear and they're in that sort of price range. So this is nothing excessive. So I'd say medium value for money. Marks out of 10. Being an oud, not an oud fanatic, I really like this one. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. This is a very, very good beginner niche fragrance. And if you like oud, look somewhere else. This is not oud, but it's a very nice, well put together, high compliment factor kind of a fragrance, which I really enjoyed. So 8 out of 10. Hope you like the review, fellas. Take care. Bye-bye.